It's the 4th of August 2022 and I'm at Cadwell Park, which is a race circuit in Lincolnshire located between Horncastle and Louth. This is one of my favourite circuits. In fact, I think it is my favourite circuit. I haven't been here in 3 years, but I've been to many other circuits in the UK since the last time I was here. So it's going to be interesting to see how I feel now I've experienced so many other circuits. It's purpose built. It's been around since the 1930s, not that I remember it since then. And it's around about 2.2 miles long with 18 turns. The lap record is 1 minute 21 seconds, 0.36, I think. If that's different, I'll put that on screen. And it's set by a supercar, which is basically like a go-kart that's very powerful. And this circuit suits smaller vehicles. That's why good for the MX5 and my old VX220 that I used to take here. It's actually more suited for motorbikes, but the fact it's purpose built really shows, because every corner is either technical, challenging or fun, and there's even a hill which is called mountain, because you do actually take off a little bit. In a car you don't see air, but you feel air. You feel the wheels leave the road surface and spin up, so you've got to come off the gas, or when you land you can unsettle the car. Motorbikes get proper air. Anyway, I'm going to get out there and see if I still enjoy this place as much as I used to, and then I'm going to show you a couple of laps, talk you through what I'm doing. It's now 3:42. I've done around about 160 miles on this circuit today. Now I'm going to show you a couple of laps, talk you through a couple of laps when they let me on. There we go, he says I'm okay. Didn't have to wait very long this time. It's pretty good here, haven't had to wait much at all. Not many red flags today either. And this guy's going to make sure it's safe for me to go. I like to check myself anyway, thank you. Car's already warm. I was out about 5 minutes ago. Tyres and brakes should still be good, so I don't have to heat it up very much. Still in second gear. Brakes always feel a little bit worse when you just get back out again, even if you have a little break. So this is the start and finish straight I'm coming on to now. Third gear, full throttle, let it run wide. And now it's a case of waiting for one of the most fun corners of the circuit. I think it's called Coppice. You brake down to third and maintain about 80 miles an hour around this bend, and then this bend here you can do about 65, 70 in this car. I only really have the courage usually to do it at about 65. I've got to go a bit slower here, left foot brake there to slow me down, and full throttle, let it run wide. That apex is a little bit too early. Needs to be a bit later in my opinion. Up to 4 for 7,500 RPM, 100 miles per hour. This is where a Clio had its bonnet fly off in front of me once, braking at the 200 yard marker. I think it's 200 yards, 2 something. These brakes aren't as good as I'm used to in other cars. And yeah, that white stuff on the road, that's oil, so I had to go the slow way round there. Anyway, more on the brakes later. Here I ease onto the throttle fully and let it run wide. I lifted a bit there because it's feeling a bit uneasy. Left foot brake towards this yellow cone, turn in, get on this apex on the right. That sets me up to get on the apex on the left. I missed the apex, never mind. And I don't bother with the apex on the right there because it's just too early. And then brake, leave it in third, get this apex, and that puts me onto the exit apex. Leave it in third there because if I go to second I'll just have to change to second mid bend, which doesn't help. Leaving it in third here as well, braking from that yellow cone towards this yellow cone on the right, down into second, getting the apex on the left here, trying to maintain as much speed as I can. Full throttle now up the hill. Oh, the back end skipped a bit. Up into third gear, brake with the left foot to help me get the car turned right, so then I can turn left round this on that apex, and this one too. Now braking, this is the second place. I go down into second gear. Be very careful here because when it's winter, that gets proper slippery with these trees. So third gear, stay on the inside, and I'm not going to accelerate now. I'm just going to put my indicator on to the right and let this cateran behind me pass. But usually I'll full throttle and go to the outside there. Let him get a bit further ahead. Now full throttle. And wait for the fun fast bend, the roller coaster bend. He's not going to brake, is he? No, he's not. He's in the cateran. Down into third, 80 miles an hour, missed the apex, damn it. Little bit of brake, just give myself confidence. Don't hit that apex, it's very bumpy. Doing 70, braking now towards that yellow cone. Now going towards this inside apex, don't hit it. And I just missed that apex, it was a bit too early again. A couple of the apexes around here are too early. And I can't do this next corner quick because there's oil on the road from where a car had catastrophic engine failure. So I have to brake at 2. If I had a carbon rain brakes like I did in my old car, I'd be able to brake closer to 1 and then go around this slowly, avoiding all that oil where that white sand is. At the yellow cone, turn in, ease to the inside, gradually feed on the power to full throttle. Not quite, haven't got the confidence yet. Yeah, full throttle now. Brake in a straight line towards the yellow cone. Hopefully make it towards this apex this time. Got it. Inside apex there. Full throttle now. Left foot brake now. Really hard on the brakes here. Oh, this poor car, these poor brakes down that hill. Onto that inside apex. Full throttle now. Third gear's great because I'm already at third gear speed by the exit of the bend. Aiming for the yellow cone. Braking towards the next yellow cone. Down into second gear. Get the apex on the left. Don't bother with this apex on the left here. Oh, back end skips a little bit there. I find it just unsettles the car, that apex. Little bit of brake here just to slow myself down enough so I can turn the car in. Try and use the apexes if you can here. But be careful because some of them are nasty. This one is nasty, do not hit that apex. And then, oh, I thought I could go a little bit sideways there, didn't work. Up to third, dab a brake. Keep it on the inside here, full throttle now. And then let it run wide. I could have done the whole thing quicker, to be honest, if I wasn't talking. It does take some of my concentration, and yeah, to be fair, this car, I'm quicker than him in a straight line, or her, but through the corners, not much quicker. Red flag now. So, well, I was just coming to the end of my talk through anyways. Good timing. Gonna let the car cool down and take it off the circuit. Magic. This place is as good as I remember. If anything, it's a bit better, probably because the weather's so good. The sensation of speed is high. It's narrow, which makes it feel fast. You can't see very far in many places. There's like a hill, a brow of a hill, which stops you seeing. That makes it thrilling, and you have to learn the circuit to know where to go, which means you really don't need a powerful car for it to be exciting. What I tend to do is I look at the marshal boards, the yellow flag, the red flag, before I get to one of those corners. So if someone's gone off round the bend, then I know, okay, slow down. But if there's no yellow flag or no red flag, I know I can go in fully committed. I can get, alright, I'm going to rephrase that. The car can go a lot faster around this circuit than I can. What I was going to say is I can go a lot faster than I am, but I haven't got the confidence to. And that's what's great about this circuit, is you can go here quite a few times and it doesn't get old, doesn't get boring. You're always able to improve on from last time. And even though I was here 3 years ago, I felt that I have improved a bit today, but I can see where I could go faster given the courage. Coming back here in this car though has highlighted something to me. The brakes on this car are nowhere near as good as the brakes on my VX220, because the last car I drove on track before I got this car was my VX220 around this circuit with carbon Lorraine RC5 Plus brakes, and I was braking near the 1 marker on, I can't remember the corner, so I'll put the name of the corner on screen now. Here I could brake closer to the 1, but I only feel comfortable braking at the 2. The brakes don't give me as much confidence. That's nothing to do with the brakes on this car. The brakes on this car are fantastic. If anything, I think in many ways they're better than the VX220 because the ABS system is so good. So if I do mess it up, well, it helps me out. It's just the brake pads that are available. I'm using Frodo DS2500 pads, which are alright. They'll get you around a track day, but there are much better brake pads out there. It's a shame I can't find any for this car. As usual, the car has been excellent. It hasn't put a foot wrong, and this is its 11th track day. Over the last 136.5 miles, it's done 17.7 miles per gallon. That's nearly all track miles. I did go and get some fuel earlier. I'm very happy with it. I'm sitting in here now with the aircon on, It's hot outside, I'm comfortable, so I can make this video in comfort. Many people ask me though, why is it I have an MX5 when I've had other cars that are faster than this before? Quite often people start with an MX5 and then move on to faster cars, and I've had some faster cars and gone the other way. And it's because I don't really care how fast it is. I drove this, I liked how it feels. I don't care if I'm fast on track or slow on track, I just like driving it, I do enjoy it. And I do enjoy it more than my VX220s. I had two of those, one with 220 horsepower, that was proper quick, much quicker than this, and one with 140 horsepower, and that was still quicker than this because it was so light. I've had a Z4M BMW with 343 brake horsepower, and I've also tracked a MR2, the Roadster one with 140 horsepower. That was a bit slower than this, but actually from memory, I'd say that was probably my second favourite. I always was very fond of that. It wasn't actually my car, it was my other half's car, ex-other half, but the deal was if she got that car, she could have a sports car, and then I would look after it, pay for anything that goes wrong, but I could use it on the occasional track day, which I did, and I did about, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 track days, and it thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not sure if it was because it was the first car I took on track, but I think it's more to do with this lightweight and this very zingy engine. It had a zingy engine, it used to rev out nicely and sound nice. This one does as well. It doesn't sound that great when it's idling, and it's not very loud, but I find it very pleasing because it never sounds harsh. It doesn't matter how much I rev it or how long I stay near the red line, it doesn't complain. It sounds like it wants to be there, but some other engines I've used kind of make me want to change gear earlier. I'm going to put the costs of the track day up on screen. I don't know the costs at the moment. I have to get home, take the wheels off, measure the brakes. I put the road brakes in after a track day anyway. I'll measure the tyres as well, work out how much fuel I've used, and the cost of the day, which I think was around about £200. I can't remember. Usually track days are between £400 and £500. I did stay in a hotel before I come here today. I don't usually do that. I'm not going to include that in the costs, but it is 3.5 hours away, and I feel so much better today for doing that. Every time I go to do a track day that's far away, and most of them are, and I wake up at 5 in the morning, I just end up feeling hungover for the rest of the day. Even though I've not drunk the day before, the night before, just waking up early makes me feel hungover. So I feel good today, in a good mood, feel nice and relaxed. So it was well worth the £60 for the hotel and the breakfast. If you think the video is helpful at helping you learn about Cadwell Park, then give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to get my future videos. And until the next one, cheerio.